So listen to me. Just like if life would be meaningless if the righteous did not live forever, okay? If life would be meaningless if the unrighteous, you know, did live forever, you know what I mean? Like, if they didn't face, like, an end, like, a point to which, if they had not become righteous, that, you know, they're not going to live anymore. Like, when it comes to life having meaning, anything that would make life meaningless is an impossibility. So if life would be meaningless, if there was no eternal punishment that the unrighteous, that they face at death, okay, like, do you understand? There is nothing to fear in righteousness. You have to be righteous. You will be happy being righteous. It's the only way to be happy. The only logical fear is being evil. Okay? Now listen. When it comes to, the ability to change, okay, it's impossible for life to be meaningless. Do you understand that? So if you have done something evil, okay, and you're still alive, you have the capability of changing. And it's impossible for life to be meaningless. Okay, like, you're still alive, even though you've done something evil. Yeah, you're going to experience guilt forever, but it's impossible for life to be meaningless, and you are alive. Okay, so change. Like, it's not like life has lost its meaning because you've done something evil in the past. Okay, yeah, guilt is a concept. Okay, yes, like, it's an eternal thing if you've ever done something evil, but you could still experience, like, you might say, a lesser happiness. Okay? It's just, don't be an idiot. Okay? Don't make it worse. Just be good. So, listen. If life were to be meaningless, if at the point of death, if someone was evil, okay, like, if someone was not facing an eternal death, okay, if they were evil at the time of death, if that would make life meaningless, then it's an impossibility. Okay? And when it comes to being able to change, okay, like, you can change. Okay, if you're still alive, if you're still conscious, making decisions, you can change. And you're supposed to. So things that would make life meaningless. Okay, universal determinism, saying that free will doesn't exist, saying that everything's random, okay, saying that people can't judge, okay, saying that everything is excused, saying that there is no good and evil, saying that there's no possibility for love and responsibility. If you're not saying that you are responsible for your behavior, you are not lovable. Now, I understand that there might be some people that can't talk, okay, but if they're not, like, behaving, like, according to the concept of responsibility, okay, then they're not lovable. Okay, you might say that there are different forms of evil than outward hostility. Okay, there's self-harm. And then there's, acting like life is meaningless. Okay, that's evil. That's hated. It's something that would logically be hated. Okay? Like ugly, disgusting, stinky, evil, hated. Okay? Weak, just cowardly, like, like, if you're thinking that, like, you are everything, you know what I mean? Like, you might have heard of the concept of a singularity. So if you're thinking that, like, you are the whole universe, and, like, like, everything's just one being, okay, but you would be saying you're alone. And, like, a meaningful existence has to do with company. It has to do with love. Okay, like, the possibility of it. Okay? Okay, I'm not just talking about with humans. We have other family members. Okay? A meaningless life is impossible. Okay? The only logical fear in life is being evil. Now, what I'm saying is, as long as you're alive, okay, you have the capability of making, the righteous decision and being good. Okay? Like, there is meaning. If you're not doing that, you are wasting your life. You might say that you are making a meaningless decision. Like, you're making an evil decision. If meaningless is not the appropriate term to apply to an evil decision, but don't be evil. Okay? Nobody is actually proud of an evil person. Nobody actually likes one. Okay? None of that stuff. Okay? Like, they are idiots. Now listen. If you're going to try to say that somebody else is evil for something that you presently do, you're not supposed to do anything evil. Like, you're an idiot for continuing to do something that you are recognizing as evil. There's never an excuse to do evil. Okay, even if you're thinking that it's a good thing, okay, you've made a spastic, stupid, evil decision. Okay? Like, you have a responsibility to make the proper decision. I don't fear savages. Okay? I told you the only thing I fear. Now, you cannot be in a relationship, okay, that is like, like, that has to do with love, you might say, okay, with an evil person. Now, if you haven't recognized their evil, okay, like, say you haven't been a part of their evil and you haven't recognized their evil. Okay, if you've been a part of any evil, you know what I mean? If you are evil, you're an idiot, and I hate you. And everybody is supposed to hate you. Now, like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, and you are unaware that they're evil, and you haven't been a part of it, okay, and you're saying that you trust them, you're saying that you love them, unaware that they are an evil person. Okay? Like, if you ever become aware, you can't say you love that person. You can't be in that kind of relationship. Whether you're saying that, like, they're a mate that you love, or a friend, or, like, an immediate family member that you're saying you love, okay, you can't be in that kind of relationship with somebody that you are aware is evil. And then when it comes to trust, okay, you need to be responsible about, like, if you're suspicious of somebody, like, okay, don't go around saying that you love and trust people that you don't. that you're suspicious of, like, don't do that. Okay, love has a meaning. The word trust has a meaning. Okay, don't contradict the meaning of love and the meaning of trust. Evil people are not worthy of a loving relationship. Okay, evil people are not intimidating. Like, okay, you don't say that you love your enemies. That is stupid. You hate your enemies, okay? And you handle the situation responsibly. Okay? Now, when it comes to preserving life, okay, I choose to preserve life. Now, if there's an evil person, if the threat is neutralized, and you're able to preserve their life, okay, I choose to do that. It doesn't mean that I love them, okay? I'm choosing to preserve their life, knowing that they have the capability of becoming righteous, okay? The evil that they're choosing to do is ruining their life, okay? They are, like, causing eternal guilt for each evil decision they make. But they have the capability of changing, okay? The guilt's never going to go away. But, they can stop being evil. Okay? They can stop making it worse. And the potential for me to experience love with them, it's like I could possibly experience love with them if they were to make, the righteous decision. And yes, they've disappointed me with their previous decision or decisions. Okay? So don't be a savage. Don't be a disgusting, cowardly idiot. Okay? There's nothing enticing about savagery. There's no excuse. It doesn't matter how uneducated you are. Okay? It doesn't matter if you don't know any words in any, like in any, common written language, it doesn't matter what, your knowledge doesn't matter. Okay? Okay, the dangers you're facing don't matter. You have to be righteous. There is no excuse to do anything other than that. Now, if some stupid savage is threatening you, you need to understand the concept of duress. You need to, act responsibly, okay? You need to be acting appropriately regarding the concept of duress. Savages are ugly. I don't care if this person is a trillionaire. Okay? A quadrillionaire. It doesn't matter. They are ugly. I don't care if they've picked up 2,000 pounds, 3,000, whatever. Okay? They're weak. I don't care if they're 150 years old. They're miserable. If that's the proper term. They're not happy. Beauty is not about, projected longevity. Okay? It's about righteousness. And then you can consider other things. If you need to change your job, change your job. If you need to end a relationship, end the relationship. Okay, whatever you need to do, you need to do it. Now, this world, okay, when you talk about science, okay, the general scientific consensus is that the solar system is going to become uninhabitable. Okay? There are resources, okay, like on this planet that are labeled non-renewable. Okay? You need to maintain righteousness through any threat. Your descendants, if you have descendants, need to maintain righteousness through any threat. You have to be fair. The responsibility of righteousness falls on all life forms. Okay? If you are righteous, okay, you can try to establish trust with me. I want to experience love. Understand that I am a philosopher. I might be suspicious of things that you have never articulated. Okay? You need to act responsibly. I might have identified evil behaviors that you have never articulated. Okay? It doesn't mean you're excused. So, like, if you've done something evil or if you are doing something evil, you want people to handle it responsibly. Okay? Like, if that means that they have to combat you, well, you know, you're not excused for any evil, and like, you want people to be acting responsibly. Okay? Okay, don't ever fear a righteous person. You know, like, okay, fear being mean to a righteous person.